Okay, so Lord, I always want to call him Dark Lord Brandon. President Joe Biden, let's go with that, gave his Soul of a Nation speech last night in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was roughly 1.5 hours long. I took some notes, and I want to share some thoughts and feelings about what he said, and that's what the video is going to be about. So, President Biden talked about threats of the future. He said, quote, "Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic." Yes, that is true. Even this past week, Donald Trump said he wants a redo of the 2020 election. We're over halfway in 2022, and he's still talking about a redo for the 2020 election. Okay? These people don't believe in democracy anymore. They don't care. So, Biden is correct. They pose an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Let's see what else he said. Quote, "Now I want to be very clear. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans, are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans." And he has. Joe Biden was a senator for decades and, was always about working with the other side, these Republicans. And, this is BS, because even like the non-MAGA Republicans, some names that come to mind, Lynn Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and others, these people voted with Trump over 90% of the time. So you can't tell me that there's this line between MAGA and the traditional conservative Republican that you worked with, Joe. Like, I reason honestly. So when I see these traditional conservatives voting with Trump over 90% of the time, I know there is a strong overlap going on there. So, this is kind of pie in the sky. MAGA Republicans don't accept the results of a fair election. True. Once again, I just said that. This past week, Donald Trump himself said the 2020 election was rigged and he needs a redo. Quote, "I believe America is at an inflection point." It is. The temperature, the political atmosphere has changed. The tone has changed. The pitch has changed to an angrier tone. And the days of this peaceful, passive, bipartisanship ethos is breaking apart. And is it going to break towards fascism, or is it going to break towards progressivism? We've gone through this before, guys. FDR got us out of fascism in America by coming up with the New Deal. He came through for us. He suppressed it. He didn't get rid of it. He did suppress it. Now, I don't know if Joe Biden can do that with his modest accomplishments so far. It's too early to tell. Let's check back in 2024 when we have a better idea of what else he's done. But as of right now, I would say no. Joe Biden cannot stop the creeping fascism that has exploded in MAGA republicanism. Quote, "We are still a democracy at our core." Yes, of course. We must protect democracy. It is awful, as god awful as traditional conservatives are. Some of them are stepping up and saying, okay, we've trashed democracy for as long as you've known us, but Trump did take it too far. Forget all that other stuff. So there are conservatives, the Mitt Romney types, the Lynn Cheney types, the Mitch McConnell types. When it comes down to it, they will adhere to democracy and defend it. And once again, that's after trashing it for an eternity. Biden talked a lot about January 6th, and I'm glad he did that. It just, it puts the whole framework around the MAGA Republican, even though I kind of disagree with his framing, but his tone, his pitch was one of a very serious nature concerning January 6th. And I think it will get through to a lot of people who have been oblivious, who just aren't politically connected, who aren't political until it's November, like those types of people. Political junkies, we know all this stuff. We know it's important. It's been important for years. But to hear it from Biden, it's very important. And I need to recognize that because, we know this stuff. We know all of this stuff. But has the broader public heard of it or heard someone important say it? So I'm trying to really process the importance of Joe Biden talking about January 6th in a primetime address. And it does seem really important. And, he talked a lot about his achievements, what he's passed, and how long it's been. Some stuff has been passed since FDR, some since Clinton, and these are very marginal steps forward, as liberalism can only inch us towards where we need to go and do the most mild band-aids on a completely trashed system that we have in this country. So I mean, I get it. He's got to promote himself. But let me tell you something. The reaction to this has been explosive. And it doesn't land, though. When I see all these right-wingers, these talking heads, and the people who form these fascist talking points and whatnot, listen, they have the same level of reactions for, coffee makers that piss them off politically. It's like, you can only cry wolf so many times, and I'll take you seriously. And it's just like, when it counts, I don't really care. And I'm just kind of like, I can't even laugh at them because I've seen this sort of visceral reactionary mindset since Trump took office. And you kind of get used to it and bored to it and expect it. And it's just normal. And it's part of that inflection point. The tone of the zeitgeist has just changed completely. It's a fevered pitch at all times. Whether it's a coffee maker that upset them or the president of the United States that upset them, the tenor is the same. It's just a wash of visceral, reactionary blathering. And it doesn't land anymore. I don't know if it did land in the first place. It just doesn't land. I'm just not caring. I'm not paying attention. I'm not really, I'm just not caring. Usually when someone's in distress or upset, it's like, oh, okay, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. What, you good? And I'm just like, another day in the MAGA world, yelling at something, yelling at nothing, just yelling at something. It's hard to take these people seriously. But anyways, those are just my thoughts. Let me know if you have some thoughts about what you saw, if you watched it or not. I would advise you to watch it, so you have some context when you talk to people in your orbit. So leave me some comments down below, please.